think about your favorite company. And now imagine that they let you see in every meeting, in every room from day one.
Boy, I've forgotten how much work it actually is to start a company. It's a lot of work.
We're building a media company and an investment fund. So what does that mean? In our studio, we create and scale new shows.
You might have seen these live studio shows, but they're really taking off. I mean,
we're live, we're all here at Flight Studio.
Use that audience to accelerate some of the most exciting companies in the world that I have invested in. This is Flight Story. This is the week that we announced the company, Flight Story, to my team internally. But I think it'll be valuable to some founders that are at the start of their career that are trying to pass through some of these difficult questions. Why are we building this business in this way, and why are we doing it now? Big week. Very, very big week. You're coming with me. I'm going to be honest. I'm knackered. I'm spiritually knackered. It's a week like this where as a founder, you earn your right. The thing that has spiritually tired me out is just the amount of responsibility. The cost of all of that is weeks like this week where you almost feel like you're holding people up and you're managing a lot of people's emotions and how they're feeling and their motivation. And it's interesting because I've been a founder since I was literally 18 years old. No one has ever had to motivate me to keep on keeping on and to carry on going, because every single day you arrive at work, your responsibility is everything and everyone, and then yourself. I really think people should think long and hard and deeply about whether they want to be an entrepreneur or a founder or not, because as I think entrepreneurs, we don't communicate the amount of pain, stress, overthinking, sleepless nights, exhaustion that we go through. Because part of our job appears to be, and I say appears to be because it's not necessarily something I agree with, but appears to be unmovable. And that's why we're founders. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. A weird self-inflicted painful lifestyle that sometimes I do wonder, why am I a founder again? I choose this. I just find it so fucking fun, and I always have. It's so weird. I guess people need pain. People need struggle. It keeps you stable. Chaos is stability. Struggle, challenge. It keeps you stable. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my dog has pooped in the house. Pablo! Look, this guy, he always comes up to me when I come home very excited. But the one day he's pooed in the house. Pablo! Look, he's hiding. Look, can you see him? He's not been home alone. Lala's been here today. But Lala left and he's shit in the house. Oh, here he comes. Hey mate, do you know, did you see anybody come past and shit in the house? I had no idea. No idea, Dad. Nothing to do with me. I was doing yoga. You alright, mate? Did you see someone shit in the house? No, I ain't seen it, Dad. I ain't seen it, but I'll let you know in future if I see anything. I wasn't paying attention, Dad. You alright, mate? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. You go for a walk. Okay, it is 10 p.m. at night here in London. I'm at home, alone, and I am going through our investment inbox. This basically is an inbox where thousands and thousands of entrepreneurs have sent in inquiries for me to invest in their companies, and it's received by a member of my team called Molly, who's ex-Boston Consulting Group. The amount of products she's stacking up is crazy. She's built this framework to assess those businesses to figure out if they're right for us.
Which one do you want to see?
Well, I want to see all of the ones that you've got to get through.
This is where they will all come. So these are the ones that I need to get through. So I got through about 80 yesterday. I go through them here. If they get passed to you, they go into here and they go into your Monday board.
So I'm sat here in front of my list. I've got all of the names of the business, I've got the sectors that they're in, I've got the websites, the LinkedIn profile, the pitch deck, a bunch of details around the sort of investment round, what they're looking for, the valuation, etc. And at this stage, my job is I go through all of the company's documents, I watch everything, I make my own assessment of the business, I sometimes make my own little memo of the business, which I share with the team. And then I use a tool called Whisper Flow, which I highly recommend for anybody that likes to talk and have it transcribed using AI. So all I've got to do with Whisper Flow is hold down one key on my keyboard. And you can see there, it started recording. Then I speak, which is going to be my reply to my team about this investment. Hey Molly, I went on the founders' LinkedIn and I went through all of their founding team, and one of the big red flags for me is there isn't any technical experience within their founding team. And when I look at the business and their strategy over the next 2 to 3 years, it's quite imperative that they have a robust technical team, and I would be really, really keen to see someone who has scaled a B2B, business to business, SaaS business before, globally, because the lessons that person would have learned in scaling that company are going to be imperative to this mission, especially considering the competitive landscape. Their customer acquisition costs are scary, scary high, and I think their marketing strategy is unsustainable over the long term. The other thing I found quite concerning was the costs of training, of fine-tuning the models and doing human labeling are going to be exceptionally high. And in this round, they're not raising enough capital to achieve that. So my conviction on this business is quite low. And I couldn't find anything at all across the deck, across the website, across the details supplied that would increase my conviction above 10%, but also would warrant the valuation that they're requesting. And I do think there's a little bit of a strategic issue because there's a ton of ambiguity over how they're going to scale this business in the medium term. So with that said, I'm going to decline this business. Please do let me know if you think I've made a mistake here, or if there's anything that I might have missed that would refute or rebuttal any point that I've made. And as you can see, it's taken all the words I've said and it has transcribed them all and it's cleaned it up. What's happened there is I could go I could stumble, I could mumble, I could kind of get words wrong, and the AI looks at what you've said and cleans it up and is really smart in figuring out what you were supposed to say, what you meant. 20 past 10, and I've got 4 more businesses left to review, and then I can go to bed, go have a nice sleep, wake up nice and early, go to the gym, and my girlfriend's home tomorrow, so looking forward to that. Okay, Monday morning here in London. Good weekend. Girlfriend's finally home, which is nice. Got a podcast this morning, lots of meetings. Big week yet again.
Morning, sir. How are you?
This is a particularly important week for me and my company and my team, because this is the week that we announced the company, Flight Story, to my team internally, show them the reason why it exists, show them the mission that we're going on, and show them the new logo, the new branding, the new website, and everything in between. For me, one of the most important things that I have planned this week, which you're going to see in this episode, is I'm going to explain to my team the positioning of the company. And really, the most important part of a company's positioning is the underlying story that gives life to the business and its mission. What is the story? Why are we building this business in this way? And why are we doing it now? What has changed? What is the opportunity? And that's what you'll see me explain to my team this week. I don't usually release stuff like this on the open internet, but I think it'll be valuable to some founders that are at the start of their career that are trying to pass through some of these difficult questions. Big week, very, very big week, but a very exciting one. And you're coming with me. Just want to give you some context on the meeting I'm about to go into. I'm sitting down with some of my team, Jules, my Chief of Staff, Christiana, who's our Chief Commercial Officer, and Georgie, who is our CEO of this new company called Flight Story. We're going to talk about the presentation we're doing to the team, about the branding, about the vision, about the strategy tomorrow.
Flight Story presentation, I think it would be important for you to say some words ahead of us taking everybody through the new design and the vision and the mission and the why. So I do think, without knowing for sure, that this has been a 10-year journey for you, that it started maybe even before you started DOAC, that you've got to this realisation of this vision. Mm-hmm. And I would like you to have a moment to talk about that to the team.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll put like 5 slides together just to explain some of the big macro of what I think is happening in the world.
We've got a slide deck to prepare. We're being prepared now. We're presenting that on what the vision is, what to expect next, what the designs look like. Would you like to sign off for that announcement? I'm assuming yes, CV. If that's enough. Okay, fine.
Look at you. What did you do over the break?
No, but I just...
You're a new man.
No, but I
You're
have...
just like...
Yeah, but I have to.
Let them.
Yeah.
Did you read Mel's new book? I'm just like, yeah, like delegating and...
Yeah, but I've realised that, recognise where I am in the journey, because I've been here before, and this is the part where you have to let go.
Yes.
And in letting go, you realise that things won't necessarily always be exactly how you might have done them. Not saying that, but how you would have done them is right. But the net benefit of not having to be involved in everything is a positive. But I also trust you guys will make good decisions, and I think they have to be your decisions, I think.
That's why I think this flat story presentation and your bit at the top is really important, because it's another moment in time where you're almost empowering the new leadership team.
Yeah.
Something about going to the gym, and I think exercising and getting a lot of oxygen in my brain makes me start thinking. And then I spend so much time on my phone writing down ideas. So I've written 2 different things in my notes this time. The first thing I wrote is the great leaders that I've worked with over the last 15 years, that I've employed or that I've met, have this unbelievable ability to appear to be just completely unflinching in the face of like the most horrific news. I'll never forget Oliver Yonchev, who was the managing director of my former company, Social Chain, and the worst thing in the world could happen, and Oliver would come up to me and tell me about it as if he was asking me if I wanted a cup of coffee. Stress is contagious, and when there's something bad happening, the first thing I'm trying to figure out is whether I need to manage you as a person and the situation. And the second thing is he always came with the solution. And this is the defining trait of a leader. Leaders don't chaos dump, they don't problem dump. They bring you something at the point probably in which they've had their best attempt at solving the thing, and they just let you know. And for me, that's the difference between someone who needs to be led and someone who's ready to lead. So yeah. Anyway, that was my little jib rant. I just looked at my calendar and saw that this is the week that we move to our new home. Flight Story now has a headquarters, and it's a pretty incredible space. It's a 25,000 square foot space in central London. And in there, we're going to house our investing team, Flight Story Fund, and our media company called Flight Story Studio under one roof. We've waited for about 2 or 3 years to be able to move into this space, and the team are very, very excited. If this is going to remain empty for 4 years, Maybe there'll be a scenario where we're like, oh, we'll put Flight Story, we could put them in there. We are spending $2.5 million.
I think you're probably looking at another £500,000, so you're about 2.2 all in.
Just on the fit out, just on the stuff to go in the space. We need to just bring the cost down as much as we can. Renting the space costs a couple of $1 million a year. Why still buy an office? What is the point? Why do I do this? But there is a reason why I make a decision to bring a team together under one roof in person, and we work together 5 days a week in that way. We offer the team incredible flexibility. We offer them as much holiday as they want to take. But we all believe in synchronous collaboration, people being together, creating a community, and how that drives meaning. We've just taken 25,000 square feet in Shoreditch as a new office space. You came a couple of weeks ago, and with our first principles in mind that the office should be a community space to some degree, the whole ground floor, which is almost 10,000 square feet, is just going to be empty. It's going to be like coffee shops, and that's almost half of our space is going to be desk-free. Because again, thinking from first principles about the role of the office, connection, community, synchronous work, collaboration, all these kinds of things, you should then redesign it on that basis. So yeah, I think that, I think this is it. If you're not encountering any resistance in the products you're building, the company culture you're building, the way that you're doing what you're doing, then it suggests that you're falling into convention. Hello. So I wanted to talk to you about something really, really quickly before I have my next couple of meetings. This week, I'm going to be explaining our focus to my company, but we haven't always been clear on our focus. And this is something that's relevant to all founders and business owners. So I'm going to draw a picture for you right now using my iPad and pen in front of me. Every single business starts as a little idea, kind of looks like a little seed. And this idea is also basically a hypothesis, which is there's a problem in the world and you think you have a better solution to it. That is exactly what this is. But then the path to getting clarity on whether you're right or wrong is not straight. It's this messy, winding road of trying different things in an uncertainty, questioning your assumptions, the noise is deafening, the direction is unclear. But with customer conversations, with each failed experiment that you have, with each victory, the chaos begins to take shape and feedback narrows into focus. Finally, after all of the zigging and zagging, all the detours, we arrive at the single point of clarity. And that's the moment when you know exactly what problem you're solving in the world and how you're solving it. So I guess if you're an entrepreneur, the question isn't, will I face this horrific, squiggly, uncertain process? The question really is, will you trust the process long enough so that you can get to the point? Flight Story is the same. For the last couple of years, we've been building media companies separately and we've been investing, and we've been operating under a bunch of different names. Flight Group, at one point there was all these different flights. I get introduced on stage as founder of Flight Group, founder of Flight Books, founder of Flight Story, founder of Flight Fund. And they're never going to say all 5 of them, whatever, how many of them we have, so they just pick one. And I'm a different founder of a different thing every bloody week. And so it's nice to be able to now go up on stage with a t-shirt, the hoodie, in my bio, all these flights come out and one flight goes in, and really double down. So I think we'll make faster progress now that we've got focus. Actually, if we call the whole company by flight like Virgin did, then we're going to get more investment per unit of energy spent on building this brand.
So that interaction should be someone coming up to you saying, oh, I pitched for investment at Flight Story.
Yes, or
I want to start a podcast with Flight Story.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it.
So Flight Story I think is a great name, and I think we can make it, and I think it's cool, and I think we can really make it special. I think we will.
Exciting.
Well, I know we will, but. And what we figured out is that if we focus on one brand, if we bring all of these companies together under one roof, we give it one name, it will become greater than the sum of its parts. I.e., focusing on one brand name and bringing everything together under one mission will yield a greater return strategically from brand, from marketing, and from everything in between. So that's where we are. We are exactly here. And so now we are off to the races. And this week I'm presenting to my entire team the focus. the world has like fundamentally changed. The reason why podcasting is so hot right now and so important is because it's the most dominant long form, deep medium to have these like really, really important conversations.
Sorry to jump in, but we just can't hear anything online.
It wasn't that important anyway. I like almost woke up one day and realized that the megaphones that we're able to now build ourselves are in some cases even more powerful than this big group of families that used to own the 10 megaphones. And these 10 megaphones were the way that presidents and prime ministers and anybody who wanted to exert any influence on the world for better or for worse had to go to in order to convey their message. I remember Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he said the most powerful people in the world aren't the presidents or prime ministers.
I don't care about politicians. I care about who voted for them. They're making policies that the people who elected them wanted them to make.
It's not the elected, it's those who speak to and influence the electorate. Because the elected are just a consequence of what the electorate are thinking and feeling. And so this is this big macro opportunity that, in some respects, being completely honest, I'd love to say it was all intentional or whatever, but we've actually almost fallen into. Like, no one could have predicted 4 years ago when we started the Diary of a CEO, 4.5 years ago when we properly started the Diary of a CEO, that it would be what it is now, but just that the industry would be what it is now. So that's the media side of things and the opportunity there. The other sort of macro change, which relates to the fund, is entrepreneurs who want influential capital. They no longer want a suit. Even when we interviewed founders and asked them the most important thing that we could do for their businesses, they said, help us grow. That's it. Because founders think that helping them grow solves all downstream problems. If you're growing, you can hire whoever you want. If you're growing, you don't have a customer problem. If you're growing, it basically fixes for everything else. Your valuation goes up if you're growing. So founders, the most important thing they want, the partner that they're looking for to help them grow their business, is influential capital, I'm calling it. And we're seeing it. We literally get DMs now from some of the most exciting companies in the world, and they're saying, hi, we're raising, our company is growing like a rocket ship. We actually don't need any money. We have them this week. Because we can get it from a suit, he will give us a check, or we can get it from you, and with that comes association benefits. It comes potentially, if they broker a deal, access to a very, very unique audience, which there's really not many audiences like that in the world. So we've got the media transition, we've got the investing transition, and when you think about what we have here at Flight Story, bringing them together means that 1 + 1 = 3. Now, historically, before we were the Flight Story, 2 separate conversations with 2 different teams. Those teams aren't aligned, and in some respects, they almost fuck each other over, to be completely honest. So by aligning the proposition and focusing on being a studio and a fund, we're able to capitalize on both opportunities in a much more efficient, effective way. And I really, really believe that if you want to influence the world for better, then you want to be building companies which change the world and give customers new products and services, and you want to be speaking to the world through, like, as we said there, like, having an influence on the electorate and policy and all of those big things that can push the world in a better direction. So that is my... Okay, so Imogen is going to say a few words about what you're looking at. So if we can have your attention over to the screen, please.
So yeah, I'm just going to walk you through the visual identity of the brand. Taking it from here, where did this concept come from? It actually all started from a Paul Brunson Instagram post.
Whenever anyone asks me about Flight Story, I always say it's the modern Def Jam. In the 1980s, hip hop was small, and when Def Jam was created, a lot of people thought that Def Jam wouldn't be very successful. And you fast forward and you look at the different artists that were signed and you say, oh my gosh, Def Jam pioneered. And it's not just because of the front-facing talent, but it's behind the scenes. The producers, the engineers, the A&Rs, the marketing teams, right? All of the people within Def Jam from the 1980s, the 1990s, you fast forward to today, and they're all incredible entrepreneurs and artists and creatives in their own right. So when I think about Flight Story, it's the same thing. Flight Story is not just about the front-facing talent. Flight Story is about all of the talent behind the cameras as well. You think about the marketing team, the social media team, you think about the commercial team, you think about experimentation. All of Flight Story is the talent. And let me say this. When I think about Steven in particular, I think of Steven as LL Cool J. LL Cool J was the first artist signed under the Def Jam label. And it was because of LL Cool J that Def Jam was able to become not just successful, but they were able to then create the ecosystem to then bring on other talent. And I believe that Flight Story is pioneering in podcasting, just as Def Jam pioneered in hip hop. And when you fast forward and you look at the next 5 years, you look at the next 10 years, I guarantee you're going to see the Flight Story team continuing to pioneer podcasting.
So yeah, we behave like a label. Our talent and our founders are our artists, and we elevate their stories. The website, I'll run you through it very quickly. We wanted this site to be so simple that anybody landing it on it will completely get it from the get-go. So, and that's it.
A huge shout out to Penny as well. She probably won't give herself, but she is. Both of them as a duo are. I think I was at home the other day cooking, and I thought, yeah, cooking. And I thought, I was looking at the work, and I was thinking, I actually think they're like creatively genius. It's like seeing how you walked through this whole process. It struck me. I was like, oh no, geniuses. Genuinely geniuses, both of you together, and the role you played together in really orchestrating this, like thinking about the big picture, Penny pulling the ideas together, presenting them, and then Imi with just the most insane creative genius and vision of both the future and the present. It genuinely blew me away, and I was like, fuck it, I'm so grateful to get to work with people like you. So I just want to say thank you to both. It's been a really great day. Been a really great day. The proposition, the branding, everything with Flight Story has been well received. The team are now into our new office and the building work is underway. Very exciting. And now we have the hard part. We have the hard part of actually building this company. And you know, earlier on I was saying about the squiggly line, and you start with a hypothesis and it gets more focused over time. When you actually get your focus and you start building the business, you have to go through hell and heaven. And I don't know a single founder that has built a great business that hasn't gone through both hell and heaven. Sometimes I do ask myself, why are humans wired in this way? Or why are some humans wired in this way? Like, why don't we just chill? But I guess if humans were born to relax and just chill out and to not chase things and not to build, I wouldn't be sat right now in a skyscraper with TVs and, you know, iPhones and laptops and all of these incredible things. So clearly there's something in the genetic code of a human being that says, you too shall build, you too shall struggle forward together and do something meaningful. And that is hardwired into us. And that's why we do it. Meaningful, voluntary struggle. And you guys are coming along with me for the ride, and I'm going to do every single thing to make sure that these videos get more and more valuable to you. One of the things that I'm going to make as a promise to you is that every single episode, every single week, we're going to try one thing, one new thing to make this vlog more valuable to you. I love this channel so much because this is much of the stuff that people don't get to see, and it's also the stuff that I wish I got to see when I was an 18-year-old entrepreneur, going through that squiggly line and trying to figure out business and life and all of these big questions. How do you start a website? How do you hire someone? How do you raise money? All of those things are going to be covered on this channel. And so thank you for being here with us on the journey. If you like this channel, if you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button. That means a lot to us. And by the way, when I did that call to action a couple of weeks ago, this one.
Okay, I'll make a deal. However much this channel grows, in the next 7 days, I will give Will. So tight. I'll give Will in British dollars. Oh, that's okay. It has to be real subscribers. I'll check every single one of them.
About 7,000 of you subscribed to the channel, and that was very expensive for me. So Will, who's the editor of this channel and builds this with me, made a significant amount of money, which he's very happy about. So if you like it, subscribe, please. Thank you. I'm going to see you next week. Fuck, why did it disappear? Was it helpful? I'm drawing now to try and explain to you what this means, you know? Look how bad I am at drawing.
2.7 million, sorry.
Big G, what the fuck?
Husband.
Let's have a chat with Big G. What he thinks of the P&L. Oh, that's how you double. Of course it's a double tap. I've been fucking around with this thing for weeks. It's a double tap to get it to spin back around. The team keep putting this fake snake in my bag, in my coat, everywhere to scare me.
Maybe I should have the head pointing so it's like, ha.
Let the games commence, Steve.
Did I what? Why is everyone looking at each other?
Did you find the snake?
Oh, yeah. Okay, we can play that game.
We are playing that
We
game.
can play that game. No, but I would like to take it up a level.
Here we go.
I'd like to take it up a level.
It's gonna get real snake. Yeah, don't. I actually hate snakes.
Do you like snakes?
I hate snakes. No, I love snakes. Yeah. The game is on, Bartlett. Some people would rather be in
Guess we're not going to the gym.
Bye.
What are you filming?
You filming.
You're filming me, filming me.
Filming you.
See, this is the thing, right? He says, oh, you vlog yourself. I vlog myself and he doesn't trust me. If he trusted me, he wouldn't be pointing that thing at me. Look how big that is. How do you zoom? This is embarrassing. I actually think this is way better than that.
For you. It's unbreakable, that's why it's good for you.
It's that's a roast. I'm telling myself. That's a roast.